Hey guys, it's Melissa. Welcome back to my channel, Candles and Conspiracy Theories. This is part two of a story that I started yesterday and then got interrupted and did not get a chance to finish, but thought, you know what, I'll just go ahead and post part one and then leave you hanging. So you got to follow for part two. So this is part two. So this is my story of how I basically flip from left to right. You know, that's kind of, I guess, how I came to that realization. So, you know, COVID hit and I was extremely scared. I was so scared. I thought I was going to die. Didn't want to leave my house, you know, listened and believed everything that I saw on TV, every late night host that joked and you know, all the things. I mean, I had Trump derangement syndrome so bad. I hated him. I hated, you know, that he was calling it the China virus. I hated all the things, Early on, I allowed someone to stay with me who was a server who was getting unemployment and PPP loans, which, whatever. Anyway, he was a huge Trump hater. Hate. And so was I. It was fine until I started seeing, like, every single day during the pandemic, like, we were all at home doing nothing, and Trump was out there with a suit on, going and doing hour-long, you know, press conferences, blah, 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 working, doing things, action. So my brain just started going, you know what? He says a lot of stuff, but he doesn't do any of those things that everybody says, that he's like Nazi or whatever. He doesn't do any of that. You know, he says things, but he does different things. He's like, does good things. At least at the very beginning, my brain started going, what's this? And then I quickly saw how the bank that I was working at was so quick to be at the table with Trump, signing legislation, executive orders, whatever opened up the money for the PPP loans, that I then spent, you know, weeks and weeks and weeks, hours and hours and hours, so much overtime, so many bonuses for putting in these PPP loans. How did that happen so fast? How did they pull us off the road so fast? It was as if we knew, like we were like a pioneer on the whole thing. So it was like these little things kept kind of going, that's weird. And then one day I heard my CEO say the word stakeholder capitalism. And I was like, what is that word? I've never heard that before. I'd heard of stockholders, and, you know, like, you make so much money and that's how your business is rated, on how much, you know, not a stakeholder, which a stakeholder is anybody. The earth is a stakeholder. Everybody is a stakeholder. So I traced that back to where he said it, because I was working from home. I didn't really, you know, other than the PPP loans, but then that died down, of course. And then I had time to play on the intranet. So I go back and I'm like, well, where did that come from? World Economic Forum. Okay, what's this? I start looking and I was like, okay, what is Fourth Industrial Revolution? What's that? Great Reset. Who's this guy, Klaus Schwab? And so many little things were like, I was going, oh my gosh, he was right. Trump was right. There's this group of global elites, and the news is fake. And I can't tell you for how long I was losing my mind, beside myself, because nobody was talking about this. I mean, so I started going, you know, why does everybody love Trump? Like there was like so many different little things happening all at the same time. And I was just like, everybody that I love, I don't understand. They're not stupid. Why are they going this way? So, as much as it pained me, I watched people like Tucker, and I watched Hannity, and I watched The Five, and I watched all these shows that different, people. I'm like, what? I hate these people. Like, I hated them. I'm not even joking when I do. Trump derangement syndrome is real, and I understand it. I was there. I felt it. Not wanting to listen to anybody else's point of view and just automatically labeling them as bad and whatever the news was telling me I needed to label them as, basically. So I don't know. I just discovered that there was this, that he was right and I was wrong, that I was wrong. I was dead wrong. Absolutely dead wrong. And I didn't know why no one else was talking about it. Like Glenn Beck, nobody was talking about this Klaus Schwab and World Economic Forum and Great Reset and all that stuff. So it was super. And then to know that the bank that I worked at was like kind of at the head of it all. I mean, so my CEO and Klaus Schwab are the ones that wrote this document, this huge 95-page, I don't even know what it is. Yeah. Document measuring stakeholder capitalism towards common metrics and consistent reporting of sustainable value creation. So this is all about ESGs. And ESGs are environmental, social, and governance. And these are like a set of rules that all the companies are rated on now. It's not rated on how much money you make. It's rated on how diverse you are. Do you hire women and people of color? And do you recycle? And how good are you to the environment? And do you believe in, all the different social justice things that are going on at the time? It's wild. It's wild. When you look through here, we're going to dig in deep onto this one of these days. It's pillar prosperity. These are based on the sustainability development goals that the UN created. The world. It's like, that new world order thing. That's a thing. It's a real thing. So when I realized that the company that I worked for was kind of like a part of all of that, and was like, so I just was like, I can't be a part of this. And I just completely shifted. So that's the quick and dirty of it all. I think I'll be digging into a lot of more of this, but that's kind of the gist of what happened when I first started realizing things. And then of course, we had to, they wanted all of us to get the shot. They wanted all of us to get the shot. You had to get the shot, or you were segregated from your team. Meaning, if I didn't get the shot, I could not go out on the road and see people anymore. They segregated a certain amount of people that didn't want to do that for whatever reason. That was your own reason. What happened to my body, my choice? What the freak? What in the world? It still bothers me to this day. I don't understand how, can you still even be on the left at this point? I don't understand. I mean, the way that they made people feel because they did not want to get a shot. It was like, did we not have the Nuremberg codes? Did we not have all of that stuff? Anyway, I digress. But we were supposed to get a shot and then put it on this little intranet log that you got it. I mean, where did HIPAA go away? Where we have to report medical stuff on it was very wild. It was a very wild time. And I was losing my mind, quite honestly. I mean, I don't really need to get too in depth on my own personal medical whatever, but especially at that time, I mean, that was years ago, and I was in the beginning stages of perimenopause. I mean, my periods were coming every 20 days. It was awful. So I'm like, there's no way I'm getting this shot that I'm hearing is causing more bleeding. I'm so tense. Anyway, so this is part 2. I know I'm in a different shirt. I'm in a different, well, I don't even know. Is this gonna look okay? Who cares at this point today? I just wanna get this out there. I wanna tell you guys the story, and yeah, there's more to come because there's so much to this. Like, once you start going into the whole World Economic Forum and the you'll own nothing and be happy, and Klaus Schwab and all the different companies, and how BlackRock owns everything. And then if you go back to who owns BlackRock, oh, Merrill Lynch. Who owns Bank of America? Owns Merrill Lynch. They bought him in 2008. Convenient. I don't know. This is all my experience. This is all things that I discovered on my own. This is my own whatever, my own take, opinion, alleged, whatever you're supposed to say. But anyway, it's something that I needed to get out, and I needed to just stick it out there. And this is where we start. I start from here. I start being honest and just being like, yeah, this is why I left the bank. Okay. Yes, I did have that still small voice telling me you need to start Crafted Scent Bar because you need to get out of the house again. You have to connect with people again. They weren't allowing us to connect with people. It was awful. It was torture. It blows my mind, and I know that everybody was scared, and I know that people have families that they have to take care of, and people had to do what they had to do. But what a horrible thing to do to somebody, but anyway, that's enough of that. So I'm gonna stop the video now and see where we're at, and see if I need to go back and add anything that I missed, and if not, then do all the things: like, subscribe, follow, comment, share with a friend that you think would resonate with some of this stuff. Welcome to my channel. I'm excited to go on this journey with you. We're going to explore all kinds of stuff. So this is just like one little piece, but this is like the beginning piece. Like, this is what opened my mind up to realizing that I'm an idiot, and I think I know things and I don't know things. And I've been learning things for the past 5 years. And I want to share them with you. So here we go.